Hello America, it's Sean Bianca, GOP Girl and Clean TV Live, reporting from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, in not the worst, hopefully, of the path of Irma. Well, it appears from reports that they really have no clue where it's precisely going, but as of now, my area will be getting hurricane force winds of probably up to 75 miles per hour starting tomorrow morning at 8. As of now, I may be interrupted at times doing this live video as there have been several tornadoes in the area that we've been getting warnings about. And tornadoes have winds of up to 265 miles per hour. So just because West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County and the east coast of Florida is not getting the stronger winds of Hurricane Andrew, it doesn't mean that we won't be getting strong winds, because like I said, there are tornadoes that spin off from hurricanes. And Brian Norcross at the National Hurricane Center also said today, don't think that you're out of the woods because you're not in the core of the storm, because the winds can go up to 130 miles per hour. However, the storm may, right now I think it's a category 2. The winds have dropped to 120 miles per hour, but they know it's going to get stronger when it goes through the Florida Straits, which is warmer water, so it will intensify. So the reason why I'm doing this report is because I want people to know that are in the path of the strongest of Irma to know some things to do in order to take precautions. Number one, don't think because you are in a home that has shutters that you are safe. I'm going to show you pictures from a lawsuit that my mother had with the insurance company. This was a house that had hurricane shutters. That is actually, that's the side of the house. Right here is a hole. Let me hold that right up, right there. Right there is a hole of, and that was a tile, a roof tile went through that window. Went through that window and ended up embedded in a solid wood bureau. Right here, see that? That shutter was never to be seen again. Right here, even though it's enclosed, was a 2.5-story shutter that this side of the house, that is the front of the house, this side of the house faced the ocean side, which is where the storm came in. That whole 2.5-story shutter completely went, thus letting the storm in. The roof went, right here is a piece of plywood over a hole in that part of the roof, and then here there was a hole on this part of the roof as well. So this is a home that was protected by hurricane shutters, okay? And there was also a window here as well that had hurricane shutters, and that shutter, well, the whole house had shutters. This one here also had a hole from a roof tile that went through the window. Had we been in these rooms, we would have been killed. We were in an evacuation area. Right here, this 2.5-story window that's sealed was sealed up from the shutter company, because it's interesting. The shutter company that did our shutters, they came out 2 days after Hurricane Andrew, and they want to. They will gladly do that, because they repaired everything, and they did eventually come back and put a shutter on this. However, the reason why they do this, I believe, is because people driving past my home thought that my parents' home was fine. They looked at our house as they walked by, and they said, well, you people had shutters. You were okay. No, we weren't okay. The shutter company came out and they replaced the shutters that were lost. We also had over here, we had an L shape of living room windows that blew apart, because what happened was when the storm went through this window, the wind got in, it tried to escape. So it blew this out, blew it back glass door out, blew all the back doors out, and the windows on the side. So there's that. And oh, here's the front of the home, and the other side of the home. Again, look closely. That is a home that was protected, not so much though, by hurricane shutters. Oh, and right here. Oh, here. See this? This, look closely, is a car. That was my car. That was actually my first car. See that? There was a huge, God, I didn't even know that was in the picture. Right here is a car that was at the top of the driveway. And I couldn't take it the night before the storm. And there was a huge ficus tree at the end of our driveway that ended up uprooted in my car. And also, if you can see right in here, the mangroves were across the street, and we lived a half mile from the ocean, so it was flooded before we got back in. This is filled with sticks from the mangroves. Okay, there's that. Now, this is the kitchen. The kitchen had water in it, which you can't tell, but this was a brand new kitchen. My parents had renovated the kitchen just before Hurricane Andrew, and they had a touchpad cooktop, and it was doing its own thing. It was possessed after the storm. We actually floated around on a piece of plywood. We floated around the kitchen and tried to get the dishes out. Really odd things happened after the storm, such as glasses being filled with storm water and not broken, and other dishes broken. Unfortunately, these cabinets, we did not have a way to keep the cabinets closed. So this is my advice for people that are in the path of the worst of Irma. You can take rubber bands and you can rubber band your kitchen cabinets so that hopefully all of your dishes won't get broken if the wind does get in your house, if windows break. Because as I said, just because you have shutters does not mean that you're going to be safe. I hate to tell you. When you're talking about a Category 4 or 5 storm and they expect this to go back up to a Category 4, you are talking about a storm that nothing can withstand. And especially when the tornadoes end up hitting your homes, absolutely nothing is going to withstand tornadoes with winds upwards of 265 miles per hour. How do I know this to be true? I had a neighbor that was a scientist that had several black boxes. He had one in our neighborhood. He found it in Turkey Point. The winds were clocked at 285. Also, don't think because you have glass blocks. My next door neighbor here where I live now is intending, if a tornado comes or if the winds get bad and they need a safe room if the roof goes, they intend on going into a room with glass blocks. Well, the Burger King headquarters were in South Dade, and where the core of Andrew hit. And glass blocks do not mean that you're safe. There's no way to protect them. They ended up coming out as whole glass blocks and ending up all over Dade County. Next, important papers, pictures that you can't replace. Anything you can't replace that is of value to you. Use your ovens, use your dishwasher, use your washing machine, use your dryer. Hopefully your dryer won't end up in Timbuktu. Next, you have to be safe. If you're in an evacuation area and you have time right now to leave, I implore you to leave your homes. Had I been in this home for Hurricane Andrew, my family and I would have been killed. We would have been killed because the storm surge came in, and when the 2.5-story window went, glass that was not tempered ended up going through the tile floors. So glass will end up going through your skin like knives. I hate to be brutally honest, but if I have to scare people to get out of their homes that are in an evacuation area, I will do so. We had roof tiles, as I showed you in the pictures, roof tiles that went through shutters. Just because you have a shutter does not mean that you are safe. You need to go to a room that's an interior wall. That's another thing. Again, I cannot stress enough, just because you have a home that's of CBC construction, just because it's solid concrete does not mean that you're safe. They showed on the Weather Channel a 2x4 being catapulted at a speed of 45 miles per hour. That's 45 miles per hour. If something going out of being catapulted at 45 miles per hour can go right through concrete, then you can bet your bottom dollar that a roof tile from your neighbor's home can also go through concrete. I had a next door neighbor in the home that was hit by Andrew that I just showed you, and he had a hole that was about 6 by 8 feet in his concrete. He said he found one of my parents' roof tiles in his home, and that may well have done it. But that's just, please do not think because you live in a concrete structure and you have hurricane shutters that you are safe. You are not. If you are in an evacuation area, please, please leave. If you don't have time to leave, definitely go to an interior room. If the storm gets bad, get a mattress to put on top of your head. And also, if you are in an evacuation area, please, please, please leave with your pets. Take your pets with you. Do not leave your pets. On a lighter note, Irma has been obviously an inconvenience to us all. I think I've eaten myself into oblivion the past couple of days. We have started preparing. As of Thursday, I stopped working, so obviously this is costing money, not only costing me money, but costing millions of Floridians money. Businesses have closed, and yes, I've been eating cookies, I've been eating donuts, I've been eating everything I don't usually eat out of stress. So by the time Irma has her, the wrath of Irma leaves Florida, I'm going to weigh 500 pounds. And then also, no good deed goes unpunished. I tried to put a collar on a feral cat that I took in and got clawed. Now my hand is swollen and I'm having pain opening and shutting my fingers. So I probably have some rare cat disease. My next door neighbor's grandson stepped on a thorn trying to empty the swimming pool, and it's just really... people are right when they say, why do you want to live in South Florida? You know what? Honestly, sometimes I don't know. Anyway, I on a serious note, I want everyone to say a prayer for everyone in the state of Florida, because this state is in for a long night, a rough night, and also those that are going to be in the path in the northern part of Florida. Tomorrow, I believe tomorrow it's going to hit my area at about 8 a.m. And then it's supposed to go north. So people in Tampa and northwards of that are still able to get out, and that's why I'm doing this video, because please, 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 if you can still get out, please do so if you're in an evacuation area. And on a lighter note, actually, I attached a blog that I wrote, and I'd really like everyone to read it. It's my experience from Andrew, and kind of a way to share my thoughts, and also to share with the rest of America what the people that have just gone through Harvey and in the Caribbean have gone through with Irma, and what they're going to go through. Because these natural catastrophic disasters they're only in most of everyone's minds for as long as it's news. for as long as it's hot, as long as the story is hot. No one cares 3 months down the road. No one cares 6 months down the road. And it took my family 6 years to rebuild their dream home that they no longer live in. They sold it. My mother sold it. And it's actually probably built better than her home today. However, that's neither here nor there. But in all seriousness, please read my blog, because I think everyone should know, and to give everyone some compassion towards those affected by these natural disasters, because for everyone affected, it's always there. It never leaves you. In the meantime, for my friends and family that wonder how I am, this is Sean Bianca, GOP Girl Queen TV Live, and say a prayer for all in the path of Irma. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.